Hi everyone, welcome back to Lola's Frugal Life podcast. Today we're going to be talking about the benefits of minimizing your wardrobe. So where I wanted to start with this is that this is not about having only 4 shirts in your drawer and 2 pairs of pants or whatever. It's not about having this very, very small wardrobe that only has a certain number of pieces. It's really about scaling back what you have and making sure that the things you do have are the things that you love. Do you ever notice that when you go into your dresser drawers or your closet to pick out what you want to wear, you tend to gravitate to certain items more often than others? And what about those items that you keep bypassing? The things that you think look nice, but maybe they're not comfortable, or the things that are comfortable but make you feel like you don't have it put together. How different would you feel when choosing what to wear if all the options that you had to choose from were things that you loved? You would no longer have guilt about those clothes that no longer fit, those clothes that you paid too much for but never wear because you really don't like them, or you don't like the way that you feel in them, and it makes you feel bad because you see them and you feel guilty. So the goal that I'm talking about here with minimizing your wardrobe is not to have a certain number of clothing items, but to get to a point where the vast majority of the clothing that you have are only those types of things that you're constantly reaching for. Having clothes that you love to wear so that you're not picking and sorting through other items that you think you might wear one day, but you're still going to go for those pair of comfortable pants that you wear all the time. And you're not going to pick those pair that kind of feel a little bit uncomfortable when you wear them, but they look kind of nice, so you think, well, maybe one day I'll wear them for some purpose. No, we want to try to get to a point where we can have a variety of clothing that we really love and are comfortable in, and that's what I mean by minimizing your wardrobe. As we all know, when we have more things to choose from, decisions become more difficult to make. And having too many clothes to choose from adds to the difficulty of that decision making each day. And especially if those clothes are clothes that you don't really like, because then you're searching through and trying to find those clothes that you do love, and you're wasting time sorting through these other clothing items that you're never going to pick anyway because you really don't like them. So even if you don't have that many clothes, but you have many clothes that you don't love, it leads to the same level of decision making. Are you going to wear your favorite thing again, or pick something else because you feel guilty about not getting use out of the other clothes that you have? When you do this, you're not allowing yourself to just grab what you love. If you can allow yourself to always put on what you really love to wear, you eliminate the daily decision making of having to choose from a few of your favorites. So the idea is really to simplify this daily decision making. This can be done by having a wardrobe that is manageable to you and one that's made up of clothes that you really love to wear. So, of course, in order to have a minimal wardrobe made up of clothing that you really love, first you need to understand what it is that you really love about certain clothes. Try to really start to pay more attention to what it is that you always grab for. Take your time and really think about what you really love to wear and feel most comfortable in for whatever your daily activities are. If you work outside the home, there might be favorite work clothes and favorite home clothes. And I want to tell you that it is totally okay to wear the same style over and over again. No one is going to notice or care. And if they do, well, then that's their issue. But think about it. Do you really remember what your friends or coworkers were wearing the last time you saw them? Probably not. If you do remember you remember the last time they wore that item? Definitely not. So if there are certain types of pants you love, buy a couple pairs of them so that you can wear them frequently. It's okay to wear the same type of clothing very frequently. No one is going to notice, and if you feel comfortable in it, it makes your life so much easier because you could go get up in the morning and grab those pants. You don't have to think, well, I wore these 2 days ago. Should I wear something different? No, you don't have to. You can wear whatever clothes you want and whatever clothes you feel comfortable in. Some people call this a personal uniform. I do a personal uniform basically because I really have a couple of clothing items that I wear like over and over. I have multiples of them so that if I'm washing one, I always have one available because that's what I'm comfortable in. And when I get up in the morning, I don't want to spend time trying to figure out what to wear. I just grab it and put it on. I'm comfortable. It works with what I'm doing for the day. And I've figured out what I really love to wear, because I've been really working hard on resolving this area of my life over the past couple years. So like over time, I've kind of really started to learn like what I like to wear on a daily basis. So it really does make a difference, and it makes it so much easier to get dressed every morning. So as you start to really know the type of clothing that you really love, it's time to start being picky about what you bring into your home. If you want to build a wardrobe full of clothes that you'll always reach for, you really need to be picky about buying new clothes. Being picky about the clothing that you purchase goes further than just finding a style that you like. Comfort is really important. If you purchase something that looks great but doesn't feel comfortable, you're not going to reach for that item frequently. It's also important to consider the amount of time that you're willing to put into caring for clothing items in order to be able to wear it. For example, some material that requires certain washing and drying, as well as maybe ironing for them to look nice, I am not going to buy because I don't iron. I mean, if I absolutely have to, like if we're going to an event or something that I have to iron a shirt for, okay, I'll do that. But generally, as part of my regular daily habits, routines, whatever, I do not iron clothes. I like clothes to come out of the dryer, not wrinkly. I do fold them immediately. So as soon as they're dry, I wash them, I dry them, and I fold them. So as long as they can handle that and be wearable without needing ironing or anything else, and they look nice, those are the kind of clothes that I really pretty much only buy, because I don't want anything that I can't just throw in the wash, throw in the dryer, and then wear it. So if you're like me, then consider that when you're purchasing clothing. If you're okay with spending a little bit more time with caring and maintaining for that clothing, then that's fine. You just need to know that about yourself and know if you're going to do what it takes to keep this clothing in a way that you're going to want to wear it. So, some things to think about when you're trying to create a more minimal wardrobe and something that you really like to wear and something that's easy to pull together an outfit from really quick, is to consider maybe sticking with a particular color palette so that things can be mixed and matched more easily. Maybe buy one or two types of socks that you love. Even with socks, maybe do only a couple of colors. I always like my socks to match whatever I'm wearing. I know it's weird, but like I just, I'm not going to wear like pink socks if I have on like a blue shirt or whatever, even if you can't see them. I kind of like things to match like that. So what I wound up doing is getting socks, all of the socks that were white with black or white with gray. That way I can just reach in and grab a pair and I don't have to pick. I know it's a very small decision to pick a pair of socks, but all those little things make life easier. So if I pretty much have all the same socks, I could just reach in and grab a pair. So I pretty much wear mostly black with some type of color as far as my clothing. So that's why I chose like the white and black and white and gray socks, because they pretty much go with anything that I wear. Another way to create your minimal-ish wardrobe is, instead of a color palette, maybe if one aspect of your clothing is pretty neutral, the color of the other items won't matter as much. So for example, if you're always wearing black pants, then you can have a variety of colored tops that go with black pants. That's pretty much what I do. I either wear black leggings or jeans in the winter, or black bike shorts or jean shorts in the summer. I do wear my Vuori joggers a lot in the winter and fall too, but they're kind of similar-ish like leggings, and they're black, and then I have like a dark gray, so same thing, pretty much any color tops go with those. So I can wear really any of those bottoms and pretty much grab any of the tops that I have that will go with them just fine. So, just like with everything, you don't need to go through your entire wardrobe all at once. That can be really overwhelming, and it isn't really necessary. So just start small and make changes slowly. If you love to wear jeans, look at the jeans that you have. Are there certain ones that you always choose to wear and others that stay at the bottom of the pile? Think about what it is about those jeans that you really love. And can you maybe get one or two more pairs of those jeans and then donate the ones that you aren't wearing? That way, when you go to pick out a pair, you don't have to kind of move the other ones out of the way and get the ones that you like. You'll just only have the ones that you like. And when you come across an item of clothing that you keep pushing aside, consider putting it in a donate bag. Think about, why do you keep pushing it aside? Why are you not wearing that? Now, of course, sometimes there's clothes that are a little bit dressier. You're only going to wear them for certain events or things like that. But if we're just talking about regular everyday clothing and you just keep pushing it aside to get to something else, think about if you really want that item and if you're ever really going to wear it. I also love to really fill a bag of clothes to donate at the end of each season, because I find that certain pieces of clothing sat in my drawer untouched the whole season. And if that's the case, there's a pretty good chance it's not something I really love and something that I'm going to wear. Because if I didn't wear this whole season, what's the chances I'm going to wear it next season? So that's all. Like I said, it's really just about starting small and really starting to recognize the clothing that you really love and being very picky about what you choose and what you bring into your home, and getting rid of everything else that you don't enjoy wearing, that you don't feel good in wearing, and that you're not comfortable in. So I hope this was helpful to you. I really think that minimizing our wardrobes can really make a really big difference, because you're in your clothes all day and you want to be in clothes that you love and you're comfortable in, and you don't want to spend time in the morning or at night, if you're picking out your clothes for the next day, sorting through things that you know you're not going to wear, that are just taking up space and that make you feel bad maybe because you have all this stuff that you're not using. So that's it for today. Thank you so much for listening, and I will see you back here next week. So thank you for checking in for this podcast episode. And don't forget, you can always email me with any questions or suggestions at lolasfrugallife@gmail.com. You can follow me on Instagram and Facebook at lolasfrugallife. And you can find a blog post for most of my episodes, and definitely all of my meal plan episodes, at lolasfrugallife.com. You can also join our private listeners group at facebook.com/groups/lolasfrugallife. And if you enjoy the show, please make sure to subscribe on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, or wherever you listen from. And I would love it if you would screenshot the show and tag me on Instagram so I could see you're listening. Also, if you can please take a couple of seconds to rate and review the podcast. Those ratings and reviews are what help the show come up better in search results so that other people can find this podcast. So that will really help me in growing my audience. So that's it for today. Thank you so much for listening, and I hope you have an awesome day.